God, I need a new video, but, like, what should I make?
Oh God! Not another Phantom video! Ugh!
So this isn't going to be your typical Phantom video. I've had the idea mulling around in my head for a while that I might want to do an overview of all the mercs and how I use them. So, yeah, what better way to start than with Phantom, am I right? So let's take a look at his health and speed. He's got 110 health and 410 speed. Now the health is about average, and the speed is barely under average, with average speed being 415. His primary weapons are the Krotzny, Blishlock, and Keck 10. I usually use the Keck 10 because I strongly dislike the Blishlock, and I think it's just better than the Krotzny, but it's all personal opinion. And any self-respecting Phantom player is going to want to have a katana on hand. Alright, we're going to talk about the different disabilities of Phantom. So, if Potato cloaks and stands still, he's pretty much invisible. It's really hard to see. But as he moves around, you can start to see the outline moving. And if he sprints, it's very visible. But again, crouching and walking forward, as much of a joke as we have made about it, is one of the most viable strategies. So I'm not the best Phantom player, but I can tell you what I would do in certain situations, and there's one coming up here, which Phantom is especially useful for. So I see this health station, and I cloak, which EMPs it, which blocks people from getting healed by the station. And the cloak allows me to get behind them and get a couple of these people until this Kira eventually gets me. Here's another example. EMP this aura right here, and it also leads into something else that I'd like to talk about. So Phantom is more of a flank-based character. So when you engage two people like this, you run a very real risk of being killed. I luckily get away with it, but just remember, Phantom is more designed for flanking. By the way, this is just a bit of a PSA, but with ammo stations that are put down by enemies, it's better to leave them up because you and your teammates can get ammo from them, so don't be a Phantom and cloak in front of it like that. Just leave them up, it's better. Just let the enemy get their 45 XP or whatever. Alright, so this is how you're going to want to play Phantom. Get behind them, disable their buildings with the EMP, and try and wreak as much havoc as you can while the rest of your team distracts them. So this is a pretty good example of flanking. I go through and they really kind of don't notice me. I take out this med, grab the objective, and then piece right on out of there. So this is an interesting little thing that I realized. But what people do is they'll have an aura and a rhino, and you can just disable the health station to kill the rhino much easier. And that actually works surprisingly well throughout the game. I do this a couple more times to this combo. Obviously, I do survive in this clip, but this is exactly what you don't want to do. Be the hero and kind of just rush out into the fight. I ended with 30 health, and I could have easily died in that situation, so don't do that. Here is an example of me rushing and getting instantly obliterated. So yeah, don't do that. Remember, every Phantom player, you do have a gun. I know it costs 40,000 Microsoft points to use, but you do have one, and you should use it in a situation like that. It's just smart. People with shotguns will decimate you. And just remember, your cloak is very good for going in, but not so great when it's time to leave. This one is probably the most important, because as much as we love that meme-bopping, meme-dropping dude, you have to know when to switch off and play an objective specialist or a medic. It really depends on what your team needs, but Phantom is not an essential character, so if you have a medic or an objective specialist and your team lacks one, definitely switch off. So, in conclusion, use Phantom as a flank character. That's what he was designed for. Generally, you're not going to want to rush in like that. You're really just going to kind of want to be passive and help take out large nests of people. Remember, you do have a gun. Please, you do have a gun. Use it. Alright, thank you all for watching. Leave a comment what merc you want to see next in an overview. Tell me if there's something I should add or take out or whatever. Yeah, thank you.